Hey everyone, this is Jerry Bulda from Clare Controls. Welcome to another Clare Tech Tuesday. It was a few weeks ago, did a video on smart home networking. So today I just kind of wanted to elaborate, as I've read a few articles and picked up a little bit of knowledge and opinions that I wanted to share. I think it'll be beneficial, next time you do an installation. So I edited it into a couple of notes here. I'll make this short and sweet. So it's kind of an advanced home networking. Number one I have on the list is do not purchase cheap, untested routers. There's a whole bunch of new brands that are coming out these days, and some of them just do not have any type of reputation at all yet. So you don't know if there's any security vulnerabilities, holes, or if it's hackable or not. So try to stay away. Just go with a brand that you normally use, especially if you're going to be putting it into someone's home. It's one thing to try something out in a lab environment, but to be doing that into someone else's home, just beware. Lock down the router as much as possible. Turn off remote management. This is a big deal. Every single router, even the less expensive routers I've seen, there's always a tab in there for remote management. Typically, it's going to be like I listed here for number 2. SSH, which is Secure Shell port 22. There's Telnet, that's port 23. And then there's HTTPS, and you can actually change the port number for that for the remote management to try to be, sneaky. But the way things work these days is people can do a internet sweep and find ports that are open. They can really access any port that you leave open. They even write scripts that can try to log in with different usernames and things over and over again, so watch out for that. Number 3, believe it or not, use cloud services when possible. It's their job and interest to worry about security. I'm not just saying that because Clare Controls is most of the software and the programming is done from the cloud. But I've read quite a few articles where the more you put into the cloud, you can then have them worry about your security. In other words, it's harder for people to hack into a cloud server than it is usually to hack into a home. So, number 4, keep networking devices updated. So anything, your router, wireless access points, whatever you happen to be using, it's good to keep those updated because they always patch holes and vulnerabilities. So, number 5, avoid physical access to devices with USB ports. So there's a couple of articles that are out there with people maybe visiting your home. If you have a party, whatever the case may be, people can access things via USB by sticking something, a USB drive somewhere and leaving it in there. That's a pretty big hole as well. Number 6, check logs. As much as you don't want to get into routers, I know I've done it myself in the past, but if you get into the logs and you turn logging on, it's really not hard to get in there and just look quickly and see if somebody's accessing the router. It'll tell you right away if there's an illegal login or if somebody's trying to log in from the outside or something like that. So it's not usually on by default, so you might have to turn that on as well. Number 7, create a separate network for home automation. A lot of people are not going to do that. It's just they don't think about doing something like that. But usually you can create a completely separate network and then have the ability to have what's called a static route, which you could then access that network from the other network. So it's a little complicated. It probably take a little practice in a lab environment or something, but it's doable. Number 8, always use encrypted network Wi-Fi. Hopefully everybody's already doing that. I know I touched on that with the last networking video we did, but that's very important to make sure that you have a good, strong password and you use the latest encryption on your Wi-Fi networks. Number 9, if using port forwarding or even P2P services, which is a lot of the cloud services today, you can change the default ports. Not on all of the P2P services, but you definitely can with port forwarding. If you're still doing port forwarding, you have cameras that are still using like our older cameras that we've got Clare Vision, not the Clare Vision Plus, but the old Clare Vision cameras. You can go in there and change those port numbers. What that does is it just makes it a little bit harder for hackers to get into those common ports. So just keep that in mind. And then 10, very important. I know I mentioned this in the other video as well. Change passwords frequently. It doesn't matter. Even on your phone, anything that's accessing the internet, you're going to want to keep those passwords changed. Emails, anything like that. Your router. That's probably one of the most important things. I should probably put that up to number 1. But hopefully all of these different things will help you out. moving forward, try to keep things as secure as possible, as we have more and more hackers that are out there these days. So try to keep safe, and stay tuned for the next Clare Tech Tuesday video. Thanks for tuning in.